solid core of giving value to as many people as possible will probably hold true to who I am as a person, because I believe that deep down inside of everything that I've done in my entire life, what I've always wanted to do was to help people to rise up and become a better them, right? And also to give value to as many people as possible. Now, I did 28 years in law enforcement, right? And in that 28 years of law enforcement, the most satisfying moments in my career, this is when I finally learned myself and figured out who I was. The most satisfying moments in my career came when I began to teach. Teach people, give value. Teach people, give value. And so that was critical. And that was life-changing for me. And everybody doesn't get to tap into that. Everybody doesn't get to learn, in their chosen career, a path within. It must be raining, guys. A path within where they get to recreate themselves within the career that they're already in. So that was powerful for me, and I believe that helped me, and it changed my life to the better, because I found out what a life fulfilled meant to me, guys. Now, I'll tell you something. I'm a positive person, so let's get into that. I'm a positive person, and I'm extremely positive person, as a matter of fact. I'm an extremely positive person. I'm very, very enthusiastic about life, period. And the reason being is that I'm a strong believer in gratitude and gratefulness and being happy about what you have while working towards something else. And I believe that because I have a positive attitude, that people are more willing to work with me, to teach me, to help me to learn, to help me to grow. And so my wife calls it a charmer, right? She says I'm a charmer, right? Believe it or not, I don't see nothing wrong with making people feel good. I don't, right? I love making people feel good, because I feel that is actually a way of giving them value, right? I'm not feeding them candy. I'm giving them value. So that is what I'm doing when it comes to creating the life that I want. And I'll be back, YouTube, in a minute as I walk around. That means helping people to achieve the life that they want. Okay, and as I'm back, YouTube, once again, I'm back. And what I was talking about while I was off camera was just giving people value. Giving people value and finding out what makes them tick, what makes them feel good, what makes them excited, and what having a life fulfilled to them means, and then helping them achieve that. I believe that is a calling. That is a calling for me to help people to do. And so, in knowing that, I have begun to work toward not just knowing myself, right? But learning to know people and what makes people feel good and what makes them tick. So if in doing that, I'm a charmer, then let me be a charmer. Okay? One thing I learned today, right, in being positive, and I was just doing a little bit of reading today. It says, when you find yourself drifting toward negative thoughts, right, and this is for you, and I'm not going to say pessimist, right, because I guess people feel that that is a bad term to use, so I won't use pessimist. But those of you who aren't always thinking positive like me, mostly, right? When you feel yourself drifting toward negative thoughts, because I do believe, I strongly believe, that it is very hard to be as productive as possible when you're thinking negative, when you're doubting yourself, when you're feeling bad, right? And I believe that if you spend most of your day thinking positive, you'll be at your best when it comes to productivity and achieving the life that you want. So this is one of the three little things that I say to myself when I am starting to doubt myself or have the negative thoughts that drift my way. Okay, and it's just something that helps me just drift back, right? And the first thing is, what can I learn here? So if I have a negative thought come my way and it's something that I'm thinking about, right? Instead of dwelling on that negative thought, which probably at that point in time is nothing that I can change, I say to myself, what can I learn here? What can I learn from this thought that I'm having in my mind right now that can help me to grow and reach my goal, achieve whatever I have to achieve? What can I learn here, right? And that's the first thing. The second thing that I think is extremely important is, how can I grow from this? So if I had a negative experience with somebody, if I got into a disagreement with my wife or my children or a co-worker or a friend, instead of dwelling on the negativity in that entire situation, what I tell myself is, how can I grow from this? You see, what happens when you do this is, what you start to do is you start to take away hopelessness of not being able to achieve what you want. You start taking away hopelessness, and you begin to start to put your mind to work. And once your mind begins to go to work, the solutions are abundant. The solutions are incredible of the things that you can achieve in your life if you just put your mind to work, guys, on something positive as opposed to dwelling on the negative or things you can't change. And the last thing I think that is most important that I talk about is the question that I ask myself is, what can I do differently next time? So if I had a disagreement with my wife, or if I had an argument with somebody or client or whatever, I always tell myself, instead of dwelling on all of the negative energy that is in that situation, I tell myself, what can I do differently next time? How can I grow from it? What can I learn here? And what can I do differently next time? And I think that the next time that you are having negative thoughts, if you could just use those three things, I believe they will start helping you to move toward a positive direction and create change in your mind, right? I make sure, number one, now those are three questions that direct me if I'm negative. But one thing I found is that if you start off your day super positive, guys, it brings momentum to your day. It helps your day to flow a little better because you're thinking positive thoughts. I found that when I start my day with negative thoughts or things were on my mind all night that I dreamed about and thought about and dwelled on and I didn't handle with those three questions, my day starts off funky and slow and sluggish, and that doesn't make for a high productivity day. And so I'm telling you guys, in order to make the most out of your day, you need to start it very productive. In order to be very productive and non-sluggish and excited about what you're doing, you have to be positive. You don't have to be happy, but you have to be positive. You have to feel good about what you're doing, and you have to put your full energy toward it. So I think positivity and positive thinking is going to make the difference, right? And so just to go full circle on all of this, guys, from the earlier podcast to now, number one,